I'm here in the Be Still studio, just recording another episode of Be Still, the 5 Days of Christmas. We're looking for a wise man. In these parts, that's very hard to find, but I thought, man, if we could find someone who was a process engineer or engineer processor or something like that, that might have to work as our wise man. If I could just find someone who fit that description. That's where you say.
That's where.
Yeah.
What about me?
Oh yeah, okay. This is going to work well. He's a real wise man. Oh yeah, he's really showing his wisdom at this point. So this is our friend Chad Hicks. Chad. So the wise men, they came to the birth of Mary. If you could put yourself in that position with that jacket on, it's going to be very difficult to do, but if you could put yourself into that position as a wise man and you're told to follow the North Star and go to Mary, 2,000 years ago, what would you have thought?
That's a great question. I've pondered on this ever since I was asked to do this, right? And part of what I even looked up, back in the day, they had to listen to their elders. Well, today we listen to ChatGPT, right? And I went there to even ask, what constituted a wise man? And it was just that. It was someone who listened to their elders and then studied those words and dug deep into their thoughts. And they could provoke thought in others. And I think, it wasn't a title they gave themselves. It was a title that their community gave to them based on the way they acted and reacted to certain things. And the simple fact that they went to see, Jesus and, in the manger and all of that is simple proof that they were wise. They didn't take it for granted. They listened to the word, that they received and acted upon it. And then in doing so, tried to bring others along with them as well.
So today, how difficult would it be if someone was to hear that? If you was to hear that yourself, how difficult would it be to know that it's from God and just to drop everything you're doing?
In my opinion, I think it would be even more difficult, just because there's so much more litter and trash and influences, negative influences, and just, I don't even know how to explain it, Clyde, but there's just so much more in our lives than what those people had in their lives. It wasn't that their life was easy, it wasn't at all, but it was way more physical, I think, than it was mental. And, they had to wake up every day and figure out where they were going to acquire food for the day. They didn't have refrigeration where they could store it and all of that type of thing. So their daily outlook was vastly different than ours. And it's like today, if you find yourself at a Texas Aggie football game or in a shopping mall or an airport, a lot of times you will hear people trying to spread the gospel, and yet there's just people walking by not paying any attention to them at all. None. And so think about the difficulties that those people have to try to bring that word when they have huge crowds around them. And I don't know if it's the message, if it's the way they're doing it, or how they choose to do it. But in my eyes, I struggle for them. I feel for them because they really are passionate about something, but yet they don't seem to be achieving the result that they may want.
Wow. Well, thanks a lot, Chad. Like I say, that it's going to be hard to pull off the wise man in that outfit, but I will say this: that was very insightful. We do appreciate it, but to kind of summarize that is, man, they were true wise men then, and but now the everything that we have in our life, it would have been different. It was difficult then. It would have been difficult now. For now, be still. Signing out.